All right, here we go. Big Daddy Shin, day 1108 at the park. So yeah, this is the place that I bought my shin splints. I don't know if you guys remember that, but oh my gosh, that was horrible. And then, but anyways, my feet feel good. Everything feels good. And then so, what is it? Yeah. I feel like everything is like under control. So like my whole school stuff, the ideas that we've been using, it's starting to work out well. It's starting to work out how I planned it to be. Now the thing is, once everybody starts coming to all the different events that we do, then it's going to be amazing. And, I'm watching out what I eat. Not that much meat, more vegetables, drink more water. As a result, I feel good, right? And then paid all my bills, and then deposit money, and I feel good. All right, so those are the type of things that, I feel happy about. And so it turns out that, I have to live closer to my work. So I found out that once it opens up again, then I'm going to have to go up there. Even though I'm a virtual teacher, I'm going to have to work at our virtual location, at our virtual school, which is perfectly fine because, that's the thing, how it goes. So, it's going to be weird on house hunting, but I could still look and then still find something, who knows. But I think ultimately, I'm going to have to find some small place in Victorville. All right? I can't go Rockstar. There's no way. There is a way, but it's so weird because it's like with these interest rates like really low. Some people are talking about like the housing, crashing and everything. I get it, but who knows, year, 2 years, whatever, right? But by that time, the interest rates will probably go up. So that's why I need to strike now. So I'll lock in a low interest rate and take advantage of that. So for those of you who don't know, when you have interest rates, it's when you pay for something that you don't have all the money for. So like, I remember when I bought a car, I needed to buy a van. I bought a minivan. Yeah, I was that guy for the golf team, right? And then this one dude talked me into, hey, you should get this, all this stuff. And then I should listen to Arnold because he told me, I should have bought a couple-year-old one. And then, so yeah, I'll get into that some other day. But now I heard it's better to lease a car. But anyways, the whole thing about that was, I remember my credit was bad. So my interest on a $30,000 car was it's like 13%. Okay? So let me break it down. Every $1,000, you have to pay $130 a year. So times 30, it's about $3,000 a year, whatever that you're spending on $3,600. I don't know, whatever the thing is. It's really stupid. And then so if you do not pay it back, if you do a 5-year loan, you're spending that much more money on your car. That's only worth $30,000. So it'd end up, if you waited for the whole time, then it would be, in the end, you're spending about like $40,000 on this car. Right? Just roughly. I don't know what the perfect math is. So, thank goodness, at that time, someone bought that car for me. So they paid it off in full. There's no more interest. And then, they enjoyed the car. I didn't have that pain anymore. I'm like, wow, thank God. And then, later on in life, I buy another car. And then it was 7%. When my credit was getting better, right? So 7% is not that bad. And then so when I bought a used car, 7% of 24,000, it's like, okay, it's just not that much, but still you're paying interest on stuff. It's like, okay, it's not that good. So when I paid off that car, it felt really good. And same thing with like credit cards. Like if you're young, get a credit card, 20%, 20, okay? So basically for every $1,000, you're paying $200 a year on a thing. So if you have, $10,000, $2,000 a year, roughly, okay? And so if you have $20,000, that's $4,000 a year. For what? For buying something that you couldn't afford in the past, right? So with the whole adulting thing that I'm doing now, thank God I paid my credit cards, my car, and stuff. And then so only thing I really have is my student loan, but that's only at like 2.1%, which is not that bad. So I could pay that back at normal rate. But now, when you're talking about a house, you're talking a couple $100,000. And yeah, like the difference between 3%, 2.5%, 3.5%, 4%, right? It's a big deal because, you say, oh, it's only $300 a month or something, right? Yeah, for 30 years. So 300 times 12 is 3,600 times 30. You're paying about $100,000 more for your house because you're paying a loan for 30 something years. And then so as a difference of, 75,000 or whatever, I don't know. But of course you want to get the thing paid off as soon as possible so you don't have to pay all those extra things. And then God forbid, you do the first time homeowners buyer and you put 3% down. So you have to do something called PMI, this insurance, that so the banks know you're not going to screw them. So until you pay off 20% of the house, they charge you $500 a month. And that's nothing. It doesn't go to anything. They just take it like insurance. And they're like, oh man. So if you take 5 years to pay that PMI, 500 times 12, that's $6,000. You're paying times 4, $24,000 if you don't pay that thing off in 4 years, the 20% down. So, comes down with us right here. When I'm thinking about buying one of these houses, do I want to go for that kind of responsibility? Do I want these payments for the rest of my life? There's a good chance the rest of my life, right? And the answer is yes. Because I work hard so I could save money so I could buy a house. Live happily ever after, right? Live with my mom. Great. Take care of her for the rest of her life. Once you get that, everything else seems easy. Because I thought about it. I was talking with Harold. It's like, yeah, I don't really need to buy a new car because I got one. And then it was, if I'm going to buy another one, I'm going to save the money and then be able to, pay it off in cash. I never understood that until you start paying off your bills. And then so that's why I'm like, oh, okay. But the thing is, I'm not going to go and try to get a really expensive car. So you can't live in your car. You can't go swimming in your ashtray. So I realize the biggest purchase of my life will be my house. Unless I buy a big corporation or something. But, that's something different. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, that's that. So, I don't know. So many things to think about. And what can we do? But the main thing is, you got to lose interest. Lose your interest. That's a great title to this too. The thing is, I know this is an exercise video, right? And people are going to go, why? He said lose interest. Yeah, he's not losing weight. I get it. But I'm on the verge of doing something crazy monumental that I wanted to make a video that talks about it. So let's say losing interest, whatever. That's crazy. So I look at these basketball courts, and I think about watching those little kids that just run like nothing. It's like, oh, this is like running so fun. Dogs running like they're so big. Cats. The thing is, when you're a middle-aged dude, like, I don't want to run. Yeah. Oh well. All right, there you go. Big Daddy Shin Day, 11:08 for the Bucks. So, you know, it's a thing where we work our lives, and I'm glad that this isn't one of those current things that I'm working on. Try to get. I mean, I was talking with Paul yesterday, and then I remember 3 years ago he used to make fun of me on how upside down my credit situation and stuff. He's, you know, we should make videos on that. People would totally watch it. I'm like, yeah, totally. But thing is, can you imagine if I do all these videos on how bad my credit and stuff were and how much debt I owed? And the funny part is, he helped me get through it. And it would have been the greatest videos. So I apologize, everybody, but I didn't have that much faith in me back then. So thanks for believing me, everybody. But the good thing is, I don't have all these interest payments on all these crappy things, whatever. I could save money and try and figure out different stuff, you know? So there is a plan. I guess if you're interested, just give me a call or just message me. And I'll tell you what I did. So it's not like, and it's not like I'm trying to sell you something either. Hey, message me for information, or, you know, put on the stuff. But the greatest part is when you just lose interest rates. Anyways, Big Daddy Shin, day 11:08. If I could exercise 1108 days in a row, you could exercise 1108 days in a row. Because if I could do it, you could do it. And I'm doing it. Losing interest. Yay.